Hi, Jocelyn and Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here at the LMC Media Studio Center for the Sound Shore Family Guide. So nice to have you here.
Thank
Nice
you
to
for
be
having
here.
us.
And you're here coming from the Sheldrake Nature Center, which is a gem that we have here. We're so lucky that you are here. So tell us a little bit about it.
So we are located in Larchmont, right off of Weaver Street, and our site is about 60 acres. That includes a pond and trails that surround it. It actually used to be the reservoir for for Larchmont, which it is not anymore. But its purpose now is for spending time in nature, allowing education to take place, and really just being a beautiful spot in the community. And Sheldrake has been in existence for about 20 years and has taken on a role of providing educational programming and fun programming in nature using our great location and all the resources that we have because of it.
Yeah, we have a staff of about 20 dedicated naturalists who are really interested in providing educational opportunities to local children and families in nature. Towards that end, we do field trips for the local school districts. We offer after-school programs for both toddlers and elementary school-age children. We offer weekend programs for families so that you can come out with your children and experience nature together in a guided way. We also offer adult programming in the mindfulness and wellness space, as well as nature walks. So there's really something for everyone when you come to Sheldrake.
And it's sort of stealth because while we're having so much fun and providing this education, what we're trying to do is get people connected to nature and feel that they are stewards of the earth. So there is an ultimate goal of bettering our environment and feeling connected to it.
Do you have to take a guided tour, or can you just go with your family and just enjoy Sheldrake on its own?
We are open dusk to dawn, and there are a few nice, easy rules. If you have a dog, it needs to be on a leash. But there are signs about that, and most of it is intuitive, but it's a really great opportunity. You don't need anyone to guide you if you feel comfortable, and our paths are very well marked.
Is Sheldrake connected to the Leatherstocking Trail?
So the
Or are they
leather
separate?
well,
Sort of. It's a little tricky. There are a couple ways to access it that are officially the Leatherstocking Trail. One way you need to walk a couple blocks on the street. The other way is kind of up past the Sheldrake Lake. So yes, but give yourself a little time.
No, just wondering.
it's part of a larger trail that goes through the Larchmont, New Rochelle, and Mamaroneck area. And we do have a bunch of teaching areas that we use for our family and student-based trips. We use the Sheldrake River Trails, which are off Rockland Avenue, which many people may be familiar with and are also a really great place to walk, as well as our reservoir site at 685 Weaver Street. We also do beach-based trips by Manor Park at Dog Beach, and those are often really, really great experiences for the participants.
And these are, as you mentioned, school trips. So the schools obviously have a relationship with you. And then also you offer after school and during vacation days and things like that.
Yeah, so on the days that school is not in session, either for spring break or winter break, or sometimes they have these superintendent days off, we offer camps for kids to come and experience nature. We also have a very popular offering in our June mini camp. We offer camp throughout the month of June for young children, and it is always sold out and very well subscribed. And it's a great opportunity for children to experience and really take on the joy of nature at a young age.
Well, yes, I was going to say, I mean, it's like children are roughly like what ages do you kind of target? And is it a rain or shine thing? I mean, you kind of like let them get dirty, or is it very pristine? And is it like, don't touch this?
We barely stay inside.
Oh, that's
so
great.
if you're not into getting dirty, we'll work with you. I mean, there are kids who sometimes really do need to warm up, and we're happy to do that. You don't need to love nature before you come, but you are going to get dirty. I wanted to say one thing about the schools. We have been so lucky. The Larchmont Mamaroneck School District has been very supportive. They understand that experiential learning and having an opportunity to really have a sensory experience works for all types of students, especially students who might not succeed in a traditional classroom. And we do get to, besides the obvious give it back for our seniors in high school. The high school seniors get to choose an internship for the last 6 weeks of their senior year, and we're always happy to host a Mamaroneck High School student. And for them, it's kind of coming full circle because most of them remember these trips as really fun experiences, and they get to assist now with those trips.
That's right.
It's fun for us because I think some of the camp programs or the field trips that we do, the kids go home and they talk to their parents about what they experienced, and then their parents want to come out and have a family experience at the nature center. Because what's better than being outside and you get to see wildlife and experience the trails, you get exercise, and we all need sunshine.
Definitely. What kind of animals do you have there? Like if you would...
So they're animals, they live there as much as, they're not ours. This
Right.
is where they live.
It's nature.
So some of us particularly love our groundhogs. We have a whole slew of them with this great underground network. Right now, if you were to come and visit, our turtles have really woken up and they're basking in the sun. We have our frogs. We have all sorts of waterfowl. It's not the most beautiful word, but that is the word. We have a meadow area that we specifically have because it helps us attract and keep smaller animals, birds, by giving them food and place for homes, a nice habitat. So we do try to make our site as inviting as possible for them. We obviously, not in the daylight, but there are, coyotes or foxes that do run by, but they're also in your backyard. So
Yeah, they come in through our backyard too.
Yeah, they do. They lurk around. There are deer around. We have bald eagles that fly
Yes.
overhead, osprey. There's a lot of really wonderful birds there.
our owl.
Great herons. So, it's a really great place for birders and people who like to see bird life. We have a bird blind, and we have a lot of enthusiasts who take wonderful photos. We actually had a winter photo contest that's just concluding, and we had a number of people participate in some really great pictures of birds at the site.
Great. So if people want to get in touch with Sheldrake and find out more about your programming and the nature trail itself, how do they do that?
You should definitely come look at our website. And I also wanted to just put a plug in that we do have some volunteer opportunities for mostly not kids, older children and adults. Some areas we have a garden, and all the produce that we grow is donated to the food pantry. And it's something that was restarted during COVID, and it's been a wonderful thing, spearheaded and run by volunteers. We have that meadow I mentioned that we are working on having it filled with native species, and that requires a lot of work. So we have that. And then, of course, also, if this whole thing sounds amazing to you and you say, I want to be an educator, that's where I come in. I'm the director of education, and I run a class that happens on a yearly basis to train new educators. And they come from all sorts of directions. A lot of artists, because they notice nature. I find that really interesting. So those are all ways that you can get connected to Sheldrake. But the easiest thing is go to our website. Everything is there, all the upcoming programming and connections.
And what is the website?
It's www.sheldrakecenter.org.
Okay, great. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.